Hello everyone, so this is the other half of part 4. I actually did not realize that part 4 was that long, because I think I did like 2 episodes, 2 chapters on that one, but this one, yeah. But anyway then, yeah, time to get on to the story. I was done being weak. I was done waiting for others to help me. If I want to get anywhere in life, I need to rely on no one but myself. I spun around and faced the nurse. I couldn't control my body and my hand clenched into a fist, and I punched her straight in the face. She screamed and fell back, holding her blooded nose. Other nurses heard and rushed out to the hall, but I was already at the doors. "Hey!" the doctors yelled from behind me. He had now broken into a run. I gasped and run out the door, whimpering every time I land on my sore foot. I ran behind the hospital into the woods. After a good while of running, my foot doesn't hurt and I stopped limping. I don't stop running. The adrenaline was starting from my veins and I couldn't stop myself. Anger and rage coursed through me. All I wanted to do was hurt someone. I ran across the edge of the woods until in the distance I could see my street. I went to my house and slam open the door. "Hello?" Charlie yelled from the kitchen. "Who do you think you are barging in here?" I turned to her and ripped off my mask, revealing my half-carved, bloody smile. Charlie screamed and I heard people coming down the stairs. "Charlie, what is it?" Mom asked. "You can't be yelling this late in the afternoon," Dad said to her. Charlie kept her eyes on me, and soon enough my mom and Dad's eyes fell to me too. Mom screams and Dad runs down the stairs to grab Charlie. What do you want?" my dad yelled. I tilt my head and walk up to Dad and Charlie. I stumble back. I grab a marker on the kitchen table and open the lid and went to write on the walls. "Don't you remember me?" My family stared at the black words written against the wall. And suddenly my mom gasps. "Your name?" she gasped as she walks down the stairs to where Charlie and Dad were. Is that you?" I look at her and back at Charlie and Dad and nod slightly. "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." Charlie pushed past Dad and walked up to me, giving me a hug. Part of me wanted to hug her and cry into her shoulder, but the other part of me was telling me if I do that I'm weak and helpless. I felt like I wanted to hurt her. Holding myself back, I gently pushed past her and walked to my room. "Your name?" Charlie yelled after me. I tried to ignore her. She runs up the stairs and grabs my shoulder. Suddenly I had no control of my body and I spin around and my arms snapped out, pushing her down the stairs. She screams as she fell backwards. I didn't want to see what happened to her, so I ran up the stairs and into my room and slammed the door, but I don't stop to rest. I grabbed a dresser and bandana that I would usually wear in my hair. I folded it into a neat triangle and put it around my mouth and tied it slightly at the back of my head. Loud footsteps could be heard coming up the stairs. Your name, get out here right now, my dad yelled. I start to panic and struggle to grab my pad and pen before running over to the window and opening it. I open, put one leg out when my dad burst into the room. He goes to yell, but then I had to take the leap. The second floor luckily wasn't too high, so I landed without injury. He goes to yell, but then I had taken the leap. Oh, sorry. I don't wait for anything and break into a sprint towards the woods. I run deep into the darkness of the forest, and I don't intend on turning back, ever. Chapter 13. I wipe my face with my sleeve to dry the tears as I run through the maze of trees. I was hoping to come in contact with a murderer right now, just to end my filthy existence. I keep running until a tree latches into my shirt and pulls me back. I try to unhook the tree, but instead of a tree there was a boy. The anger fades from my system and I was stuck with shock. The boy had messy brown hair that was half covered with a hood. He wore a light brown jacket and blue hood. Yellow goggles covered his eyes and a thick metal mouth guard covered most of his face. Every now and then he would twitch a bit. Around his belt he had 2 hatchets. One had a dull wooden handle and the other one had a shiny gold handle. I look at him for a second. He still holds onto my shirt. I try and pull away, but he wasn't letting go anytime soon. He looks at me up and down before bringing another hand to my bandana around my mouth. I slap away his hand and lean back in surprise. He leans back in surprise. Without a small growl and pronounced me. I let out bounces on me? I think that's how you say it. I let out a small yelp of surprise as my back hits the floor hard. He pins my arms above my head and again he pulls his hand up to my bandana and pulls it up with ease. He doesn't seem fazed by the massive gash in my cheek though. He twitches a bit before speaking. So it was you that Jeff's been talking about, he stuttered. He sat there for a second, studying my face. He takes a bit and his grip loosens. I take the opportunity and bring my legs up and kneed him in the gut. He flinched a bit in shock, but other than that, it didn't seem like he was in pain. You know, I could kill you right now, he muttered. Stilling Jeff's kill does sound fun. My eyes widen in shock. He pulls one of his hatchets from his belt and fastens his grip on the top of the handle next to the blade. He presses the cold blade across my neck and puts a little pressure. I squirm around under his grip, but he was too strong. He puts more pressure on my neck. I close my eyes, waiting for the pain to increase. Suddenly, all the weight was taken off of me. I open my eyes and a boy was standing away from me. He was looking into the thick of the trees and yelling, "Slender, no!" He yelled. "No, I had her." He turned a bit. Come on. Ugh. He looked back at me. Come on. He held out his hand and I hesitantly took it. He held me up. What the hell just happened? Just a second ago he was trying to kill me. Then he shouted stuff into the woods and he wants to help me. I stand up. He holds out his hand with my bandana. I snatch it from him and tie it around my mouth. I says, "Oh, I'm gonna need you to follow me," he said. "But how did you escape?" I tell my head in confusion. He stares at me for a second, but we didn't answer. I slowly pulled the pen and pad out my pocket. The boy looked at it with a deep confusion but didn't question. "Who are you and why haven't you killed me yet?" I write as I rip out the page and hand it to him. "Oh, I'm Toby," the boy says, and I'll need you to come with me." I nod a bit before putting my pen to my paper again. Why? And why? My boss wants to see you," he replied. I nod again and don't question that any further. "Who's Jeff?" I ask. You know, that the guy who tried to kill you," Toby said. I nod again and write something else. "Do you know about Lew Woods?" He looks at the paper for a second before looking back at me. "How do you know Lew?" he asked. "Where is he?" I write. Toby looks at me before gesturing me to follow. He leads me into the woods, he leads me deeper into the woods, but I don't care. If this was the end, then so be it. We walked for a good 30 minutes with no conversation. We come to a small clearing in the woods. In the middle there was a mysterious black abandoned-looking mansion. I stopped walking and gazed at this terrifying place. Come on, Toby yelled. I jogged to his side and walked next to him. We come to a porch. A small girl with long brown hair sat. Blood dripped down from her head and down her face, past her emerald green eyes. "Hey, Sally," someone called. "Hey, Sally," someone called from inside. "Do you want juice or cauldron?" I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. Or something else. The little girl looked up and eyed me. "Ah!" She squealed and jumped on the spot. She ran over to me and grabbed my arm. "Who's this, Toby?" She won't be here long. Don't get attached," he said. Come on. Toby pulled my arm and the little girl, I believe was called Sally, let go and slowly began falling behind. Toby dragged me inside the room we entered and had a few people. Almost all had masks. There was one with black eyes and dripping red mouth. He wore a blue shirt with a little little yellow smiley face on it. Another had a blue mask with black fabric behind the holes to give an illusion that the person had no eyes. He wore a black hoodie with black jeans and gloves. Last one with no mask, he had long blonde hair that was covered with a long green hat. He wore a green outfit that much resembled Link from Legend of Zelda, except his eyes were black with red pupils that were bleeding. This gave me the creeps, and a shiver ran down my spine. "Hey Toby," the blonde boy called. "Who's that?" It's no one," Toby replied. Mind your business." The blonde boy stood up off the couch. So did the guy with the blue mask. "Where'd you find her?" the guy with the blue mask asked. "In the woods," Toby replied. She's the one who escaped to Jeff. The room was filled with and oh. "How'd you do it?" the blonde boy asked. I stared at him for a little while, and he soon realized that I wasn't going to speak. Anyway, what's she doing here again? Oh, what's she doing here? He asked again. Slender wants to see her, Toby replied. "Now, if you don't mind, we'll be off now." His last remark was somewhat nerve-wracking. He was slender. I didn't want to see him. I wanted to find Liu. Toby grabbed my arm again and pulled me away from the blonde boy. I followed him, and the little girl stays with the others. We walked through a few rooms and more people in them. No one seemed to notice us. We come to a tall door, taller than a normal door. It was almost double my height at the least. Toby proceeded to knock on the door. He sat back next to me and waited, and we both wait. He must be a bit busy, Toby said to me. I nodded and looked at the door. About a minute, the door slams open. A person with a white mask walks out. His mask had feminine features on it, and I can tell he was angry. Hey, Tim, Toby said. Slender's an IC? I don't want to talk about it. The man I was led to believe was Tim as he pushed past Toby and stormed up a big staircase next to the room. "Come in," a deep demonic voice sounded from in the room. "Oh, this is where we say goodbye," Toby said as he held out a hand for me to shake. I hesitantly shake his hand and he walks away from the doorway. Nothing in the room could be seen, only black. I slowly walk in. The door slams behind me, and I squeal and jump in surprise. "Hello, your name," the voice said. I whip my head around. My eyes begin to adjust to the darkness. I see a desk with a man sitting behind it. He wore black suits, and his face was completely blank. I shiver and step back. "Don't be scared, my child," the man said. "Come closer." I don't move. "Come on, dear," he said calmly. "I won't hurt you." I hesitate and take a step forward. Don't be shy. I walk closer to the door until I was right in front of it. I walked closer to the desk until I was right in front of it. Who is this man? I am Slenderman, he says, as if he read my mind. Oh, did he just read my mind? Yes, child, he said. I can read your mind. It will be easier to communicate, I would say. How does he know I can't speak? I know everything about everyone. I know everything about everyone, he said. So I hear you're in need of assistance. I nod. I need to find my friend. Lee Woods, correct? He says, yes, I remember him. My face lights up with joy and relief. Where is he? I can tell you, the man said, but only if you can do something for me. I nod eagerly. What is it? I need you to get something for me, he said. What? I need you to get a very important piece of information from Liu. Oh, what kind of information? It has the coordinates for a place that I'm trying to get to. Why can't you do it? Don't you know everything about Liu? Well, Liu has what we call a split personality disorder. One of his personalities has the information, but he is unreachable. Slender said, he's only a person I can find that is close to him. Split personality disorder? Yes, child. He has two personalities that are sharing one body. Oh, well, where is he? Oh, I'll take you there. Chapter 14. This will be the last chapter for the other half of chapter 4. Part 4. And then I will make a part 5, of course. Okay. Chapter 14. I was hit with a wave of nausea as the room filled with dark fell into the darkness. I fall to my knees and suddenly feel a shortness of breath. I begin to cough and drop all the way to the floor. I grip my stomach and close my eyes. Your name? I hear a voice. I force myself to open my eyes, and a light and color flowed into my eyes, and I let go of my stomach. Your name, the voice said again. I look up. Oh, sorry. A familiar face looked down at me. Liu. I jump to my knees and tackle him with a hug. He pets my back and I cry into his shoulder. Shh, he coos. It's okay. We sit there for a while until I break away. We finally made it, Liu said. I nod and wipe the tears from my eyes. How did you get here? I go to sign something, but remember he doesn't know sign language. Oh, here, he pulls something out of his pocket. Use this. He hands me a small box with a red bow around it. He pushes it into my hands. I take it. I inspect the small box for a second before pulling the bow. The bow fell apart from the box, and I lay on the floor. I opened the box. Inside was a black diary and / notebook with the design of a black heart on the front. I hold it in my hands. It was smooth as silk and light as a feather. I opened and flicked through the pages. They were thin and fragile, but at the same time felt like they would hold through a hurricane. I stare in awe at this gift. It was beautiful. And how did he get a book like this? Was it good? Liu asked. I look at him with tearful eyes. There was no words I could, no words in the world that I could explain how I feel. Oh yeah, I saw it and thought of you. You smiled sweetly. I looked for a pen to write in, but there wasn't one. Oh yeah, I had a friend put a spell on it, so you don't have, so you don't pen. Lou took the book and opened it to the first page. Look, nothing was happening for a while. For a while until the paper started glowing orange. I saw it on and I stared at it on and at what was happening. The orange light got smaller and centered itself on the page. It began to shape into curly letters. The light began to fade and revealed full words. I never forgot about you. I look at the page, then look at Lou. Magic? I thought. His eyes were tearing up and he closed the book. He lifted his hand to my face. He undid the bandana and it dropped around my neck, revealing my mouth. He didn't back away or seem surprised at all. I looked down at my lap, try to hide it. He takes his hand and puts it under my chin, lifting my face, so it was aligned with his. I stared into his eyes, and he leans closer to me. My heart was racing as our lips were almost touching. I felt my face heat up as he leans in and presses his lips against mine. I feel everything around us. I feel everything fade away around us. I melt into the kiss and wrap my arms around Lou's neck. He moves his arms to my waist and pulls me in closer. This feeling was like nothing I had ever felt before. Butterflies filled my stomach as my brain was still trying to comprehend what was happening. I sat there for a moment. In the moment of pure happiness until I pulled away a bit. Lou lets go and sits back. His face was bright and red. He looked down, trying to cover it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. And you're probably still mad at me for leaving you all those years ago. And I cut him off by wrapping my arms around him and embracing him tightly. Pure happiness until I pulled away a bit. Oh wait, sorry. I put him. Oh, sorry. I cut off. I'm so sorry. I can't read. I cut him off by wrapping my arms around him and embracing him tightly. He does the same to me. I'm sorry, your name. That is it for the second half of chapter 4. But I hope you guys enjoy. But yeah, enjoy. Have a great day and bye.